I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time because I want to go to Ephesians. Because, yeah, because here we talking about the core values of organization and a family unity. Now, let me say this, for this cause, a man shall leave his father and his mother, and they shall cleave, what does it mean to cleave? To his wife, and they shall become one flesh.
They shall not want nobody else but themselves.
Okay. That really is to be glued.
Yeah.
It's to be glued. It's just like permanent glue. That should be an everlasting thing.
But that was before the law.
Yeah, that was before the law. The law did allow people to get divorced. Even Christ said there.
No, I'm just saying that's before the law because people use that particular statement was used on me through my son. And I've had to tell him, I said, that's before the law. And it says where you honor your mother and father.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that you throw me away because it's telling you to cleave to your wife.
Well, right. I haven't gotten to the mother, the family yet. I want to get to the family. I'm just talking about the marriage life right now. That's the, in other words, what I'm saying, this is the organization of husband and wife. This point here, I'm not dealing with your children. We're going to get there. That's why I said I just want to get there. But this is the husband and wife. I've been married for 42 years to a wife. And one of the things that has helped me, and I believe my wife is not a member of the church where I am now because she's critical. And I told her, sweetheart, until you could stop being so critical of me, you have to stay with my son. And I told my son, I called him and told her, listen, this woman, make her give her tithes and teach her to be submissive. Son, teaching her my mother. I had to, Nell. Because she criticized his message a couple of weeks ago. And I said, what did the man say that was so bad? I said, Carol, listen, for 40-some years you criticize my messages too much. That's why now I don't want you to be a part of this church, not as a human family, because you have these other women start criticizing stuff going on around here. But anyway, you know, learn to build one another up. We have to learn to build one another up.
Yeah.
Stop, and I told my grandchildren that, stop tearing one another down. Please, let me hear some positive stuff. You know. Now, let's look at this family as this man and wife cleave together. So should, I believe, children, mothers, and fathers cleave together. I honestly believe they should cleave together. I believe you should see that family unit. Let's look at Ephesians 5:23 because it also includes the children. Now, let's look at this. Now, I want to hear some comments because I'm going to get some rough stuff going to go here. But we really we're talking about organization and the organized family. And I do understand that in our culture it's pretty tough, but it should not be, should it, Pastor? Should not be. And I better start back at verse 22.
If you want.
All right. Wives, be subject yourself to your own husband as to the Lord. Do I need to explain that?
That's talking about position.
How do we subject ourselves to God first?
Submit.
Or submit?
By
You
surrender.
surrender. How much? All. That's the same word.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, do you surrender all to your husband?
No.
But he said do it though, right? Yeah. Now, because we talk about saving the family. Now, let me just say this. The job here is not hard for the woman, but it's going to be difficult for the man.
Yes.
One of the reasons why is because I think in our culture we have misinterpreted helpmate.
Yes. Helpmate.
Is it help?
means a helpmate. And I want you to listen to me carefully here. He was already eating, providing food for himself, right? Which means she just helped him provide food.